Hey folks, it's Tom, your Frugal Prepper. I'm going to fix the brake lines on this Dodge Dakota SLT. It's 2001. Somebody else attempted a repair. I'll show you what they did. It's pretty bad. So we can see they put a compression tee in here, and they just kind of ran these steel lines up and over. This tee leaks and drips, and the fitting on the other side is leaking like crazy. They just cut out the little factory tee here, which I'm going to restore that and put those back on correctly. I'm going to run new NICOP generally along the correct path. This one's just hanging out down here, if you can see that. Just kind of run along the bottom. And then these connect, this hose comes up here to the steel piece, to another hose, to a fitting. And so where they tried to make the flare for the fitting on this side, I don't know if you can see up in there, but it's leaking. It's not flared right. So we just got to get on here, redo these brake lines, and then bleed the system. Whole plastic cover out here so that I can get some access down to these brake lines. Alright, so with that out, we now can have a clear shot at that factory tee. Somebody's already run the NICOP down, but they apparently cut that one off and put it in the compression fitting. It used to be here. They've thrown that end away. I'm just going to have to look and see what kind of flare these are. This is rotted out, fell off, was just tucked up under there, and you can see the cab mounts are about gone right here. It's about pretty much rusted apart. The frame on this truck is solid, but I don't think the cab's got much longer to go. Then here's where that other brake hose meets right here. So they've reused the end on this, and this is all wet down here too, so I think it's leaking. We're just gonna fix all this. We'll get all this crap out of here and then do it right.
Man, you always wrenching on something over there, ain't you?
Oh yeah, I'm always fixing stuff.
Is that what you do for a living, is working stuff?
No, I'm an IT guy. I'm a network engineer. I enjoy doing this. I make extra money at it, and I run a YouTube channel on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was just watching a YouTube channel on, what was it? On my lawnmower earlier.
Yeah. So they were trying, but this was moving on them. I think they got scared. Okay. That's pretty well rounded off, so I'm just going to throw an extractor on my impact and pull that out of there. Try to get as little damage as possible here, but Okay. So that's got a bubble flare on it. And I don't know if I have any more bubble flare ends. That's going to be the problem. Let me see. Alright, so I'm going to try to get this loose, if you can see here. Got the vice grips locked on. I'm going to try to hold on to those while I try to break this back nut loose right here. And try to get you a shot here. I'm just going to reach in there with the crow's foot, like so. Like here. The crow's foot's not going to work. So I need, hang on, I got an idea. Okay, so I just got my vice grips locked around here. I got my wrench here. So we'll go ahead and reverse the direction on that a little and get this up here. Get it straight on. I just gotta get my crow's foot out of there. Alright. So now I'm ready to just go ahead and work this the rest of the way out with the wrench. And then we'll have this opened up. If I can. I might put the crow's foot back on it. It's still tight. Okay. Alright, let me get the crow's foot back out. But I broke it loose now, so all I gotta do is work that back out. That line is completely twisted right off there. So now we're getting close. Another bubble flare. Now that one's savable, but I've got to go find some more of these. I don't have any that are the right thread, so I'm gonna have to go up to the AutoZone. All right, so I found some ends for this. It's an AGS metric steel nut. Translate part number BLF 48C5. Let's make sure they thread in. The guy at AutoZone said they would. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. Those threads are a little dirty in there, but I think it is the same thread. 14? These are 14s. And yeah, they're right. Good, 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 good. Alright. So they're the right thread. This thing's pretty loose, but it's holding on there. So now we just got to get ready to put our top one in here from the master cylinder. And so I kind of straightened it. We'll see if I can slide this back on here. Good enough. This has been so dickered with. Alright, so I've got this, and I'm going to try to get it on here, but this line's been dickered with so much that it's not even straight anymore. I'm trying to get her straightened out. Okay, I finally got that straightened out to get the end on here. So now I just got to crimp this guy. So I'm just going to deburr the end of this real good. I like to use a Phillips screwdriver for this. I should probably take a Phillips and cut it off and put it in a drill for that, but just to get all the burrs out of the inside. And I'm going to use my metric bubble flaring tool. Make sure I'm using the, yeah, I don't think these matter. These don't have a side. Oh, get in there. Get in there. That'll be about right there. So with these, what you gotta do is kind of come up here and you just want to loosen this up. Push this down to the little nipple touches. Like about so. We'll tighten that up. Alright. So you bottom this out and then you have the line touch the bottom of this. This amount of the nipple is how much you're supposed to leave out hanging out. At least that's how I do it. Let's tighten this up real good. Both sides. Okay. We'll stick this on. Okay. I'm just gonna take and grab this. Gotta get her to bottom out here. This wrench is not sufficient. What they give me. Let me see what I got here. This is a 13. Is that what this is? Yeah. It's a pretty hard line for NICOP, man. Wow. Okay, we're bottomed out now. Pull this back out, like so. There we go, some nice little bubble flare. Break these loose. Boom. Now I just gotta get this to come back down to the end. Come on. There we go. Just want to make sure this is going to turn free enough. Oh yeah, it's got a little burr in it there where I had the thing on there to hold the line, but it's turning. There we go. Okay. So now that line just has to go right in here. So I'm trying to decide. I don't really want to put that one in yet because I need to hold this with the vice grips when I do the others. So what I got to do is get the rest of these rusty lines torn out so that I can run the NICOP in here and get them ready to go. That'll probably be my project for the rest of tonight until it gets dark. Alright, so I've got these two ran now. This one is for the driver's side and it's terminated on the other end, but I still got to finish running the line for the passenger side. But I'm getting these all secured up here and good to go. And since I'm charging them for the whole pack of fittings, I'm just going to replace all the fittings as I go with new ones. They're pretty good. Alright, so now I just have to finish running the line over through the factory route over to the passenger side here. Alright folks, so let me just kind of show you. I just had to get busy and rock this out because I'm trying to get gardening started, get canning turkey. I'm just doing everything at once. But here's what we got. So as you can see, that's all kind of put back in like it's supposed to. They run back down on the original holders here, and then it comes back through line here. The fender liners are back in. Everything's tight, nothing's leaking, it's holding pressure. The brakes are bled. And this one you can't really see because I put the fender cover back in, but she's up in here, and she's all good to go too. Brakes are bled. So now all I'm waiting on is some lug nuts to come. I ordered them, they haven't came yet. Amazon's slow these days. I'll probably just might run up to the AutoZone and get them. I hate to run out and get the Corona if I don't have to, but I want to get this out of my way so I can get another one in here. So I just gotta put the wheels back on, take her for a shimmy, and we're done. I don't know, it looks like the main problem here was that the person that tried to work on this couldn't get the wheel off. So that's why he was running those lines all kinds of funky ways, because I had a lug nut that was completely rounded off. I mean, this thing was rounded. I'm trying to look around on the floor, see if I can even see it. Here it is over here, I think. Check that out. So I was able to get one of my extractors to bite into it, and it was on there so tight that I had to use a 3-foot breaker bar on my Harbor Freight 1/2-inch breaker bar to crack that baby loose, and I was leaning on it. Good Lord. The stud appears to be okay. The threads are fine. So I'm just going to put a new lug nut on there. The rest of them I was able to get loose. But some of the other ones are a little questionable too, so I was just going to replace the 4 questionable ones. And so they got good lug nuts. That way, when they're stuck on the side of the road and they got to change a tire, they don't have to go through some crazy crap like that. And there's just really no way to get back in there and get the fender liners out and do the right job without getting the wheel off. So in this case, you stop and you say, hey, I can't go any further till you guys get the wheel off, you know. Do we need to call a wrecker service or somebody with an extractor? Do I need to go buy some extractors? You know, get the wheel off so I can get in there and do it right. And then it looked like he wasn't making bubble flares. This uses the ISO metric bubble flare, which, you know, you got to use the right flare if you want it to seal. And then on the passenger side here, he had way too short of a little nut and needed the longer one to be able to even screw in far enough to make the connection. So now everything's run right. It's done. It's bled. It's NICOP. Somebody's already done the rear brakes lines on that, and they used NICOP, and it looks like they did a good job. So everything on there's NICOP now. They shouldn't have any more issues. It needs a wheel bearing. It needs pads and rotors. It's been pad slapped a few times from the look of it. So I've let them know that and told them we can get those parts online later and get that done, and we get a lot cheaper that way. So I'm going to get this thing wrapped up and get it done. I'm trying to do a million other things, so fun times. I'll talk to y'all later. This is Tom, your Frugal Prepper.